If you're having trouble getting your water nails to turn out, try this. Make sure you start with a jelly blue for the base. You don't want to use a solid cream color. If you don't have a jelly blue polish, you can really easily make your own by using 1 part color gel to 2 to 3 parts, either top coat or base coat. I like using base coat because I feel like it goes on more smoothly. So for the milky white that's actually going to make like the ripples, you're going to make that the same way that you made the jelly blue. The only difference that I do with the white is I like to use top coat instead of base coat because this is going to be the top layer. And to test how opaque this is, you can kind of just make streaks with the dotting tool. My streaks look pretty opaque yet, so I think it needs a little bit more top coat. And then I'm also going to get a pile of top coat out here because I'm going to be needing a lot of it. All right, that's looking a lot better. There, that is about the perfect consistency that you're looking for. Try to get fairly even coverage, but we are going to go in with the top coat right over this, so don't worry too much about it. All right, so for our dotting tool, we want to pick one with a larger dot at the end. You don't want to use a dotting tool that has a tiny little dot here, big dot. So we're going to take our clear top coat and get a nice amount of that. So this is kind of key for making this look like water, is you're not going to use any sort of like pattern. You're not going to like alternate or anything. You're going to do random, and as you place them, they will start to bloom. And don't be afraid to get a dot between 2 other dots. Just place them all over and let the gel spread out. If you want to make it a little bit longer, go ahead and do that. And also, don't be afraid to overlap these a little bit. And as it blooms, it's going to go like that. You can take your tiny little end of the dotting tool and very carefully get some of the air bubbles out. Or you can leave them in too, because this is water and it can be a little frothy sometimes. And once you're happy with that, make sure you go ahead and cure it. So another thing that is really important when you're putting the dots down is to not touch the dotting tool into the blue. You're just barely kissing the dot onto the surface. If you hit it too hard into the blue, you're going to get a very noticeable darker blue spot in the middle. This is also a design you're going to want to do one hand at a time. You don't want to be stuck in a situation where one nail looks absolutely perfect and you don't want it to bloom anymore, but you still got to put dots on the other nail. Just do one nail at a time. You do also want to try to fill up all of the space. Don't leave any big sections of milky white that don't have any dots on them. Yeah, and really don't be afraid to layer the top coat. If you feel like there's too much white in one area, just add another little dot, kind of distort the white polish a little bit more. And you can also use gravity. You also don't want to smother it in the milky white. You kind of want a fairly thin layer so that you can still see the blue a little bit through the brush strokes. And you also only need to do 1 layer. There's no need to do multiple layers of the white polish. All right, and then we just repeat that for all of the nails. And here they are.